Welcome back to the channel, everybody. If you are new here, my name is James. This is JP Outdoors, and we talk about all manner of things outdoors as it pertains to a beginner slash intermediate, individual. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. If you are one of those new folks, please consider liking the video and subscribing and ring that notification bell so that when I post other tips and tricks, it helps you out and you get notified. Let's get started. Okay, first off, this is not a gear video. This is not gear based. This is informational. Okay, so what we're going to do is talk about a few things, 5 things specifically, that I learned over the last probably 2 or 3 years that I've been doing backpacking, canoe trips, all that sort of thing. I've learned a few things along the way, and it's been said and done one way or another. But these are a couple of things that I kind of wish that I stumbled upon when I was new to doing overnighters and things like that. So I found it super helpful. And the very first thing is choosing the goal. So number one, pick your goal. What do I mean by determine your goal? So determine your goal means, is it a camping trip? Am I going backpacking? Is it a canoe trip? If it is a backpacking trip, what's the goal, the sub goal? We'll call it part B. Are we trying to put down some miles and, in Summit Mountains, or are we just hoping to have a relaxing walk in the woods and, maybe do some camping out, and we can bring some more of those creature comforts with us? I find that the determining your goal, or what is the mission, is the most important and most helpful thing. Over the last couple of years, I have learned some key differences between backpacking and camping, and things like that. And I didn't know the difference when I started doing this stuff. So I just went ahead and bought, a 90-liter Kelty pack that weighed about 5 pounds, a Kelty tent that weighed 6 pounds. And before you knew it, I was trying to summit mountains and put miles in with gear that weighed upwards of 40 pounds for a single overnighter. I just didn't know any better. So that's the main purpose for this video, is to try to catch people in that awkward stage where they're trying to figure out what sort of an outdoors person they are and what they need to bring with them. Number 2 is check the conditions. It may seem like a no-brainer, check the weather, but a lot of folks don't do that. They just think that, well, I'm going to go rain or shine, so it doesn't really matter the conditions that I encounter. And I can't even say that I really started that way. What I didn't do was prepare for a margin of error. So number 2 is to do some research on the typical conditions in that area at the time you're going to be going. And not only that, be prepared for a 15 to 20 degree difference up or down. If you are ready, say your trip, typically you're going to go into the White Mountains and it's 45 degrees this time of year, I would be prepared to deal with temperatures and conditions in the 30-degree range. It may seem like overkill, but you can do that without adding a ton of weight and making yourself comfortable at the same time, and just making it that much safer for you. So number 1 was to determine the goal. What is the goal? I'm going to do some backpacking and I want to put in some miles. So I need to probably pack light, following step number 2, being prepared for conditions that are 15 to 20 degrees below or above what I think they're going to be. Number 3 is pack dual purpose items. Regardless of what the mission is, whether it's backpacking, actual camping, car camping, canoe camping, etc. I didn't really think about packing items that could be used for more than one thing. I'll give you a couple of examples. I pretty much do not leave home without my Toke 750 milliliter cook pot. Now, some folks will bring a larger cook pot. They'll bring a cup to drink out of once they get to camp, and all sorts of stuff. So that really creates a situation where you're just carrying too much stuff and you don't really realize it. Once I realized or thought about it, as silly as it seems, that 750 Tokes pot could be used for heating water, purifying water, cooking, and drinking. If I wanted to have a Summit beer in a fancy titanium cup, I could certainly do that. So pack items that can be used for multiple things. Another example are sleeping clothes. Instead of packing several layers, clothing is heavy. What I do is I pack a set of sleeping clothes, and those get packed into my sleeping system, and then I dress accordingly. I usually dress light because you're going to be moving, right? That's the goal. Get out there, get some exercise, and you're going to get hot. Chances are you're not going to need what I call emergency layers, but you'll have them if need be. So, single cook pots that can be used for multiple things, sleeping clothes. Those are just a couple of quick ideas. So think about that when you're working on step number 3. All right, number 4, modular items. What are modular items? Modular items are things that can build upon one another, if that makes any sense. If you've ever been in the military, you know what a modular sleeping system is. It's the same concept. So when I started doing this stuff, I had no idea what I was doing. I bought multiple sleeping bags from a 0 degree to a 15 degree, 30 degree, all the way up to a 50 degree. Then I had multiple tents for different occasions. I didn't understand, or I didn't think to start to build my own modular systems. So modular systems can save you a ton of money. They can allow you to mix and match your gear and tailor it to the occasion, and also help you prepare for emergencies and that 15-degree window that I mentioned before. So what do I do now? Even in pretty much freezing temperatures, I can take my cheap little Amazon 50-degree comfort rating bag and my tiny Sea to Summit sleeping bag liner, which essentially is a 25-degree liner. Now that liner costs more than several of the sleeping bags that I own. But because of its size and its modular ability, I can take my small 50-degree bag and then my small 20-degree liner. And if I need them, I can combine them. And that's what I mean by a modular item. So consider items that you can use in conjunction with another item to help you save space and give you the ability to mix and match things depending on the conditions or the situation at hand. And last but not least is number 5, practice pack. What does practice pack mean? Practice packing. So when you have a trip planned or you want to plan a trip, you don't even need to plan a trip. Sometimes I'll sit here watching YouTube videos of other people enjoying their time outdoors, and I'll just pack a backpack just because you get into the swing of, I'm going to put this here, I'm going to put this here. And also it allows you to, which is probably the most important part of this step, it allows you to ask yourself, do I really need this? So practice pack, and then unpack it and do it again. And every time you're packing that bag, ask yourself, do I really need this hatchet? Do I really need this saw? All that sort of craziness depends on what the trip is, which you identified in the beginning with step number 1. What's my goal? If it's backpacking and putting in miles and reaching summits, then when you practice pack and you're asking yourself, do I really need this? Most of the time the answer will probably be no, and you'll save yourself a lot of headache and make it a lot easier. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a little bit different. I'm messing with some new technology, and I wanted to do things a little bit differently and hopefully get some information out there that I wish I had thought of. So that's it for this video. That was 5 tips and tricks, or 5 things that could make your life as a beginner outdoorsman easier. If you got something out of this video, do me the solid, hit that like button, set the notifications to all, so every time I put a video out like this out, you'll get notified and you can hang out. So that's it. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.